You're watching MMAOddsBreaker. Today we got Neil Magny getting ready to fight UFC Fight Night on Valentine's Day, February 14th. Not the best way to have a date unless you get a Fight Night bonus, but it'll work. You're fighting Kiichi Kunimoto. You're in Denver right now training, and you're just traveling over to Broomfield for this fight, so it's not too far away. Is that good for you or bad for you? Some guys don't like fighting at home. They need the crowd to boo them. Some guys want to fight at home. What do you like?
I don't necessarily care where I fight. I mean, I go anywhere, and I think I'll do well in the fighting. I think the issue comes the week of the fight. When I travel for the fight, I'm pretty much the priority there. Like, my coaches are there for me, and they're taking care of my needs or whatever. Fighting at home, my coaches still have their jobs and their families to tend to, and then I come second. So if I want to hit mitts or do a light workout with the coach, I have to do it around his regular schedule rather than having me a priority the entire week.
Fight week, you said if you want to hit mitts with your coaches, what have you, that you have to look around their schedule. But fight week, how much do you want to work out anyway? Like, are you a guy that likes to work out all the time, or not at all?
Yeah, I mean, I like to do a shakeout at least once a day leading up until actual fight day. This is to kind of keep my mind fresh, keep my techniques sharp, and things like that. So right up until fight day, I'll do a shakeout every single day.
How much weight will you have to cut that week?
Usually I have to cut anywhere from 1 to 6 pounds a day of weigh-in, so never too much at all.
Yeah, it's good. And so you're just shaking it out not because you need to keep your weight down. You're just shaking it out to keep things fresh and keep things moving.
For sure. Keep my technique sharp and keep my mind fresh, yeah.
What's the toughest part about the week of fight week at home?
I mean, just the fact that I can't get away from all the distractions. I mean, usually when I travel abroad or go to another state or whatever, it's easy to just walk away from your day-to-day life, leave our distractions at home, and pick up where you left off when you get back from the fight. But fighting this close to home, it's hard to just walk away from all the distractions and just focus on your fight the week of the fight.
With all that being said, have you laid in some plans to take care of those distractions and make sure that you're the best you can be? Because during the fight, because distractions can cost you the fight if you let them get to your head.
For sure. I mean, to take things beforehand, I mean, I'm gonna make sure I stay at the UFC hotel, not at home. Still drop my dog off as if I was going out of town. Still try to get rid of many distractions as possible, as if I were out of town, and just try to be as focused as possible the week of. I mean, nothing's 100%, but I'll try to take care of as much as possible on my end.
Let's talk about Kunimoto. How do you see this fight breaking out, and what do you think he's trained the hardest if he wants to get a victory over you?
I think he's trained on how to close the distance and get the fight to the ground. I feel like he would have a main advantage in this fight. So I think he's just pretty much going to work on closing that distance, getting hold of me, and try to get the fight to the ground as soon as possible. Now,
you're obviously a guy that likes going through decisions. You've got 4 KOs, a couple submissions, and then seven decision wins. So you're always in shape to go to the distance. You always do very well in the going into decision. He likes going to decision as well. He's got 2 KOs, 6 decisions, but he also has 9 submissions. So obviously you say he likes to get it to the ground. But if it gets to the ground and you make it a grueling, grinding match, which is what you kind of like to do once it's on the ground, there's a lot of action, a lot of movement. He's gonna have to spend a lot of time chasing you down if he wants to keep you on the ground. Do you think it's going to wear him out quite a bit? Because most of the time it seems like to me that when he gets on the ground, he's able just to kind of have his way if he's going to get that submission game going.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it'll be hard for him to get me to the ground to even begin with. I mean, I'm the guy that's come out and try to push the pace of the fight and control where it goes. I mean, even when it does get to the ground, I mean, I'm a brown belt in jiu-jitsu as well, so it won't be a walk in the park for him. He's definitely going to have to work to try to get submission and things like that. And I'm pretty sure it's going to take its toll on him over and over, trying to go for submissions or drag the fight to the ground.
Other than your own fight, obviously, what other fight on this card are you looking forward to watching?
I'm really excited for Brandon Thatcher's fight. I mean, that's a training partner of mine, and he's been out for about a year now. So for him to come back and fight in his hometown and just be the main event, I can't be any more happy for a guy.
Yeah, that's kind of a weird situation. Like, he's been out for a year, and he comes back, and now he's leading the card. He's the main event against Stephen Thompson. Is there any added pressure to the gym from that kind of scenario where a guy's been out for a while, and all of a sudden he comes back in right away, and he's right back into the hot spot?
No, I mean, Thatcher's a performer. I mean, once you put him in the cage and put him in front of a crowd, I mean, he rises to the occasion every time. I mean, I feel he does best in the fight, more so than in training. So I think once the camera's on him, the crowd's going and the fight starts, he'll feel right at home.
who is the toughest guy that you train with in practice every day? The guy that you know you got to train with because he makes you better, but where you're like, all right, I really got to get ready for this round because this round's going to suck if I don't have it all together.
Yeah, I think that would definitely Nate Marquardt. I mean, I'm able to push a lot of guys physically and find my way to get the advantage, but Nate's the guy that likes to think things out a lot. I mean, if I make one mistake, he capitalizes on it every single time. So he's definitely a guy that has me on my toes when I train with him.
What's the biggest thing you've learned from Nate? He's such a veteran in the sport. He's been around forever. You know, he's obviously a former king of pancreas. He's been champions in multiple divisions and multiple different organizations. What's the biggest thing you've learned from Nate being his training partner?
I mean, just working hard and staying humble is the best part. I mean, a lot of guys starts to get to the point where they let their egos get the best of them and start expecting certain things. I mean, Nate's just the kind of guy that's going to get a fight, accept the fight, and train his butt off to win the fight and just accept it however it goes or whatever. And I think that's a huge key to being successful in UFC, I mean, or in MMA in general. A lot of times the fight doesn't go your way. A lot of times there are things you can't control and things happen, but you have to find a way to deal with it. And he does a good job of dealing with the issues that come up in his career.
Grudge Training Center obviously is in Denver. That's where you train. High altitude. Is the altitude issue of people coming in and training, is that real or is it fictitious?
Yeah, I'm actually with the Elevation Fight Team now. I'm no longer training Grudge, but yeah, the elevation is definitely a key issue for guys that come to Colorado. I mean, I'm a guy that's known for having good cardio. When I first came here, I kind of thought like, yeah, whatever. I'm in good shape. This elevation is not going to make a big deal at all, but it definitely takes a factor on guys, especially when you're training. I mean, you're sucking for air and it's just not there. I mean, it takes a while for you to get used to that and perform well.
I apologize for having that wrong on my notes, that you were still with Grudge and you were with Elevation. I actually knew that and still had it in my notes wrong, and I apologize. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
What's it like? And that actually brings up another question. What's it like, changing camps? Because we were always told when we were younger, you have to change camps at the right time. If you change camps, you got to do it at the right time. You can't do it just before a fight, and you got to have some time in there to get used to the new coaches and the new stuff. But Denver's kind of a small community. There's really not that many places you can go. So when you change camps, it kind of, is there any animosity or any problems like with the other guys going on when you move a camp like that?
No, I mean, Lisa Bowling did a good job when he set up Elevation Fight Team to where it's not necessarily about a gym growing, it's about the fighters. So we train out of a Muscle Farm facility mainly, and we have Lisa Bowling, Lauren Landau, Christian Allen, and Elliot Marshall as our head coaches. And they've run their practices there, but it is about growing the gym. It's about helping the fighters out. So we have like a open concept gym where all the guys in Colorado are welcome to come train with us and just get better that way. So a wrestling practice will have 5-6 different gyms in there just training for the same goal.
Who's the biggest name star that's not living in Denver that's come through there that you've had a chance to work out with, that's come up with that kind of concept that, hey, this is an open gym, I'm here to get a workout in?
Donald Cerrone would come up here a lot for his camps, and he'll come out here. He has a lot of family and friends in Colorado, so he'll come out here for a couple weeks at a time, train with us, and then go back to Albuquerque and do his thing.
How is it training with Donald? Like, what's it like when you get some rounds in with him?
I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, it's another guy that keeps you on your toes. I mean, you slack in any part or whatever, he'll definitely make you pay for it. I mean, throw a lazy jab, you eat a body kick pretty easy. So he's definitely a guy that keeps you on your toes.
Neil, thanks for spending some time on here with MMAOddsBreaker. I appreciate it. Have fun coming up here, and I'm glad you actually get to be at home, but hopefully those distractions can get handled so that you can get the victory relatively easily.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
You got it, bud.